streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
As the cameras turn on and your source for esports racing goes live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight in Brazelton, Georgia. The Lanier National Speedway, the Sunday night Shootout series for Dirt Warrior Racing League, presented by our friends at BladeNode.com, comes to you live this evening via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Good evening, everybody. Phil the Cast here, Jack chewing on the controls for what is going to be an awesome night of racing here at the 3/8 Mile Lanier National Speedway. Great to have you all aboard. Thanks to BladeNode.com for coming out here and sponsoring this great league over here at Dirt Warrior Racing League. The Cars of the Stars of the Sunday Shootout Series are out in the thralls of qualifying now. It'll follow up a heat races here in just a couple of minutes. So before we get racing, what do you say we take this thing trackside? Let's pay honor to this great country, the United States of America, and ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem. All right, back here live inside the Lanier National Speedway where qualifying has come to completion. Tonight's Hard Motorsport Quick Time will go to David Blackberg this evening with a terrific time out there. The only car hitting a 15.4 in qualifying, so that will take us in to what is going to be the first of, maybe Four heat races on the docket tonight. Well, the top three will be guaranteed onto the main event. Let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup for heat race number 1 on the pole. Tonight's Hard Motorsports Quick Time. The car number 16, Team Dirt Warrior number 16 of David Blackburn. You won here Wednesday night right here at Lanier. See if you can make it 2 in a row. And on the long side of the outside, aboard car number 8, that is Austin Miners. Runner 2 aboard car number 10, the Trash Panda Machine. That is Jason Salter. And alongside in number 311, that is Justin Holt. Row number 3, the X91 team will bring us the number 91 of Tyson Pankow with the number 122 of Brandon Culp on the outside of row 3. Row 4, we find the 073 of Steve Robbins with the 51 of Justin Gledhill back alongside, and going shotgun on the field is scheduled to be the number 22 of Chris Carmen, and he'll be next door to the car number 319 from the rear of the field tonight. We will cover David Blackburn from position number 10. So 10 cars, 8 laps around. We'll go by pretty quickly out here at Lanier, my favorite track personally in all of iRacing. This will be a lot of fun to do out here tonight live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. You guys can do me a favor, help me out. Like our links out there, share the links out there, let them all know that DWRL, Dirt Warrior Racing League, is out here at Lanier. This is what we do best. Streak stocks at Lanier. Off turn number 4, we have our very first iRacing I-Flag, green flag of the evening. David Blackburn going to lead the field down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes that Team Elite number 8, Austin Miners. He'll try to charge to the outside. Jason Salters, number 10. He'll be the second car on the low side as they go door to door off turn number 4. Position number 2, Salter going to peek ahead by, just about a hood of a nose there. Off a 10 car, here comes Austin Miners screaming back to the outside. That black and white Team Elite number 8. They're door to door off turn number 4, completing lap number 2. And these laps do go by pretty dang quick here at Lanier. We'll have to see how we work out over 8 laps, see who will transfer on into the main. David Blackburn, just as he left off here after Wednesday night street fights this past week. The winner at Lanier, he pulls out to the lead. Jason Salter in for 2. The race now back to the 3rd spot, where Austin Miners is coming from fire for the 311 of Justin Holt, as he's going to peak the 311 down to the low side, racing for the 3rd spot now over into turns number 3 and 4. We're going to be halfway home already this time. 4 in, 4 to go. So as we said, it's always a quick electric night at Lanier. David Blackburn trying to leave where he left off. Salter running that 2nd spot, and then that battle for what is guaranteed to be a transfer spot. The top 3 advertised is going into the main. Off that 4th turn, you see Justin Holt sneaks the nose out over Austin Miners. That's going to open the door for the X91 of Tyson Pankow to put his nose in there as well as racing out what's going to be the 4th spot back there, as Miners now going to make the high-low switch. He'll move to the low side of the X91. Over into turns number 3 and 4, we work our way off the corner. We will be greeted by the 2 to go signal. 2 more trips around the 3/8 mile for the race leader, car number 16, David Blackburn, a couple of car lengths out on Jason Salter's number 10. You got that 3rd place running 311 now, Justin Holt, and look behind him, Tyson Pankow is there. Austin Miners dropped back to the 5th spot as we get white flag on the Speedway. 1 more trip around. We'll see if David Blackburn can hold on. That car looked to be really quick, the only car in that 16-4s in qualifying, and looks really stout here tonight. He's off turn number 4. Checkered flag goes over the number 16. Give David Blackburn heat race number 1. Jason Salter in for 2. Justin Holt for 3rd. Tyson Pankow, Austin Miners 5th. 6 goes to Brandon Culp. Steve Robbins in for 7th. Chris Carmen 8th. Justin Gledhill 9th. And David Brewer, very uncharacteristically, stays at the rear of the field. He'll finish up 10th here in heat race number 1. So let those cars get staged into the period. Let heat race number 2 start to align itself there on the infield. But want to say hey, hello to all you out there again watching through Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. And got to thank our great sponsors here at the network that make this all go round for us night after night. Got to thank great folks like Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag.com, Voiles Trucking, CCM Custom Designs and Engraving, BladeNode.com, the proud sponsor of this series. Use Blade code 10 or code Blade10. You can get 10% off any purchase over at BladeNode.com. Also check out South Texas Speedway. Also TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, the sponsor of our Quick Time, Trash Panda Graphics, Eichstadt Wraps, and Full Throttle with the Gent over on YouTube as well. Great people here that make up the Full Velocity Racing Network as we look down to the racetrack now. Heat race number 2 out pulling off, and let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup on the pole. With the Bulletproof Motorsports car number 09 is Josh Ely, and alongside of the number 61 car, that is the Carolina Outlaw Josh Peacock. Row number 2, Screaming Stephen Moore rolls off the inside of row 2 in the 73 car. Braden Richards rolls off alongside. He is in the 011. Third row, we find the Voodoo Child, Eric Eichstadt aboard car number 12. He rolls off fifth with the 07 of Justin Pruitt rolling off on the outside of row number 3. Row number 4, we find the number 6 car of Ryan Bronson to the inside alongside of Ryan in the number 119. That is Corey Stansell. Caleb Riff brings home the number 32 car. He'll roll off from 9th and scheduled to start 10th, although I don't believe he's going to make it out there. The 333 of James Vining. So the call is for 10. I think we have 9 out there. That's going to take us off turn number 4 with the iRacing I flag. Green flag rolls up to the air, and that's number 09 of Josh Ely will motor him off from the corner. We're 3 wide already for second. Stephen Moore to the middle. Oh my God, on the low side of the racetrack, I should say. Justin Pruitt getting stuck in the middle there in the 07. Ely going to hold on to the lead. That was Peacock back there, 61 car. New paint scheme on that thing. That thing looks really hot. That's a bunch of bulletproof cars up front there with that number 61 riding along behind number 73. Here comes Eric Eichstadt, his newly colored there, white and red. Eichstadt wraps BladeNo.com machine up into the 3rd spot. Josh Peacock stuck in the outside lane. He runs in 4th, and you look right behind them to the low side of that 5th spot. We find Braden Richards in the 011 car. He currently sits in P5. It's a good one up front. Stephen Moore trying to do all he can to maybe pass over a teammate. Josh Ely is the 09 up on the outside. 73 screaming Stephen Moore down low. This time by off turn number 4. Cross flags in the air. 4 down, 4 to go for the driver of car number 09. But with that 73 alongside, Stephen Moore going to really make him earn it. And look at the run for that 12 car. Eric Eichstadt. Eric up into the 3rd spot and starting to pressure the group here racing alongside for the lead. Don't count out the likes of Josh Peacock back there is 61, but he's lost a spot to the 11 of Braden Richards. Put Braden up now to 4th. Peacock back to 5th. Justin Pruitt. Ryan Bronson back there in the 7th spot as they are kind of all set there in one pack as we continue to battle it out side by side, door to door, off a 4 for the race lead. Stephen Moore continuing to work over the bottom side. Underneath Josh Ely as well, work it still side by side off of turn number 4 once again, where we are going to see 2 to go from the starter stand. 2 more trips around, and it's a pretty good race amongst teammates up front. Eric Eichstadt now maybe has a thought to take it to the middle, as Stephen Moore really went to the extreme low side. Thought for a second the 12 car had enough room to put the nose in there, but he has to stay kind of back tucked there and lying in 3rd. Is white flag on the racetrack. 1 more trip around. Stephen Moore peeks it out just by the nose there off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4 for the final time. A drag race off the corner. 3-car race to the line. Oh, man, that's too close to call right there. Oh, is that going to be give Josh Ely the win over Stephen Moore? Eric Eichstadt for 3rd. 0.027 seconds unable there between 1st and 2nd. Give the 4th spot to Braden Richards. Justin Pruitt for 5th. Josh Peacock, he'll drop back and finish up 6th. Ryan Bronson 7th. Corey Stansell, Caleb Riff, and James Vining making up our 10-car field for heat race number 3. So halfway home in the heat races. 2 in, 2 to go, and another group getting ready to assemble there on the racetrack. Folks, if you haven't done so yet, pick up your all-new Full Velocity Racing Network swag. You head over to the great new website. Not new website now, it's been there for a little while, fullvelocitytv.com. Over on the right-hand side of the menu bar, you can click Full Velocity Swag, and you can come out there and fly the colors of the network. We're loyal to the blue color. We black the blue here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, and want to help invite you to join our team today flying those colors. Pick up your Full Velocity swag today over in the store. Thank you for all the great support you all give us night after night as heat race number 3 is all assembled on the racetrack. Let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup on the pole. Aboard the bulletproof number 18, that is Kyle Surratt. Alongside the number 010 Brunson Motorsports machine, that is Casey Brunson. Row number 2 on the inside, the 926 is Barrett Bishop with the 631 of Alex Cummings on the outside of row number 2. Alex Brewer rolls the number 1 car out. He starts off in position 5, a Team Har, number 38 alongside. That is Rick Gibson in the number 38 this evening. And rolling off in the 7th position aboard car number 34. That is Dustin Benton, Travis Montgomery's number 45, and Dan Worthington in the number 75, rounding out a 9-car field where we are already green flag racing here at Lanier. And we'll watch what is going to be a really good race up front as Kyle Surratt leading the field off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 1 just by, about a car over out there in the 18 as we're going to be door to door for the 2nd spot over in turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Barrett Bishop underneath the 010 of Casey Brunson. Some new schemes I haven't seen out there yet. Pretty dang nice looking cars here. Alex Brewer, he's to the low side in the number 1 as he races alongside back there with the Alex Cummings number 631 machine. So that's pretty good racing inside the top 5, but nobody better right now than that pink and white Bulletproof Motorsports car number 18, Kyle Surratt, leading him off of turn number 4. We're going to complete lap number 3. Barrett Bishop up to the 2nd spot, and he has thoughts to maybe take a shot to the low side, see if he can't drive around Kyle Surratt, as that's a couple of teammates right there aboard the 18 on the 926. Casey Brunson rides along in the 3rd spot, holding on to the final transfer currently. If you look behind him, Alex Cummings is there. Alex Brewer is there. Rick Gibson's number 38 right in that mix, as well as is Dan Worthington. This is a dang good race going on as we're past halfway now, working on lap number 5. Surratt running the middle part of the racetrack. Looking to run down low for Barrett Bishop off of turn number 4. Tries to put that throttle pedal down to the floor. This does not stick down there right now. Looks like pretty tough sledding down the low side. If you're going to make it happen, you may have to go up to the top lane of the racetrack and pass Kyle Surratt, who has shown you night after night. He is no slouch up there. He gets up in the front of that number 18. Usually makes a pretty hard for the competition behind as we get 2 to go on the field. 2 more trips around. A 3/8 mile for car number 18. Now the number 926 Bishop has a thought to move it up high. He'll peek back to the low side. Maybe a little bit of shadow games there in the mirror for the Barrett Bishop machine up on Kyle Surratt as we get white flag on the field. 1 more trip around, and they are going to be the dogfight off turn number 2 because Barrett Bishop is there. He's up to the left rear quarter. Does he drive it deep into turn number 3 as we're coming to the checkered flag? He puts that loud pedal down, but got just a tad bit short. Kyle Surratt will pick up the win. Barrett Bishop going to finish up for 2. 3rd will go to Casey Brunson. Alex Cummings for 4th. Alex Brewer for top 5. Rick Gibson, Dan Worthington, Travis Montgomery, Dustin Benton making up our 9-car field for heat race number 3. As I told you here earlier, and as we always know with the Sunday Shootout Series, this thing really goes along blazingly fast in speed. If you want to get some blazing fast speeds out of a good website, maybe a game server, a dedicated server, whatever you may need, you're going to look no further than BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Check them out today. Over there, said web hosting, VPS servers, dedicated servers, whatever you may need. Get a hold of Vlad and Sam today over at BladeNode.com. Use promo code BLADE10. Get yourself 10% off all the product over there. BladeNode.com, the proud sponsor of a Dirt Warrior Racing League Sunday Shootout Series, where heat race number 4 is heading its way out trackside now. Let's take you through a quick run through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup. On the pole with car number 11, that is going to be Kyle Moyer. And alongside the evil one aboard car number 21, that is Jim Revis. In row number 2, number 25 of Henry Jones rolls off of the inside of the 2nd row. He is flanked by the number 124, our colleague over here at Full Velocity. 17, not 124, so it's number 17 of the car. The Tennessee Tumbler Brett rolls on the outside of row number 2. Rolling off for 5th this evening aboard car number 36 is John Monkern with the number 117 of Derek Debris on the outside of row number 3. Kevin Prettyman rolls off the number 88 car. He starts off in 7th with Stephen Radunes in the 78. He will start off in 8th, and rolling shotgun on this field aboard car number 63. That is Trace Williams. So the call out there for 9. I believe all 9 are out there. We have 8 more laps around in qualifying before we start playing a little bit of knockout soup here with the consolation rounds. As a 1 to go over the starter stand we come, and I am just waiting to see where this one's going to take us to field, making its way to 3 and 4. The iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado safety truck is into the infield, and the iRacing I flag, green flag, hits us on the speedway as we motor off into turn number 1 and 2. Kyle Moyer going to lead the field down there. Jim Revis already trying to throw an elbow down to the low side. He had to, give the 25 Henry Jones some room. We're going to be 3 wide over in turn number 3 and 4. Revis set one car kind of up the hill. I believe that may have been the Brett Rolls number 17. It sure was back there. John Monkern's number 36 car. Look at John coming forward. He's leading the 36 into the 3rd spot and has a thought to maybe even get more into turn number 3 and 4. Jones gets a little touch and starts to almost go around. A couple of cars bouncing off each other, one to the inside wall, and I believe we see yellow flags out here in heat races, so that definitely stinks for the gang over there. That may have all come together, but Kyle Moyer continuing to lead over John Monkern. Now Brett Rolls up to the 3rd spot. Jim Revis, Henry Jones, Derek Debris Running out the field is still reduced Trace Williams, Kevin Prettyman running out a 9-car field as we go halfway home. 4 in, 4 to go for that number 11 car. Kyle Moyer trying to run away and hide. A guy who has had some pretty dang good runs out here at Lanier before. If we think back, he's finished on the podium here a few times and is knocking on the door, picking up a W here in the Sunday Shootout Series. Car number 11. Kyle Moyer now 5 laps complete, leading John Monkern by about 3 or 4 car lengths down to the turn number 1 and 2, and a pretty good little gap back there, about 8 car lengths back to now Jim Revis of a 21 car in the position number 3. Brett rolls back in 4. Henry Jones, number 25, a guy who we thought for a little bit may hold on to that final transfer spot. Unfortunately went around and almost went around, but now drop kick back to position number 5 as we work our way up turn number 4. We put 2 to go over the field. 2 more trips around for the race leader, Kyle Moyer, in the number 11. John Monkern starting to chase him down a little bit, as is Jim Revis, the number 21. Don't think he's going to have enough time, but Jim definitely running lap times right now comparable to those 2 up front as we take the white flag on the 3/8 mile. 1 more trip around, and the interval up front for Kyle Moyer has shrunk to about 2 car lengths, but it may be a little bit too late for John Monkern as we are in turn number 3 for the final time, and off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Heat race number 4 will go to Kyle Moyer. Second will go to John Monkern. Jim Revis will finish up 3rd. Give Derek Dubree the 4th spot, with Brett Rolls will finishing up 5th. Henry Jones will finish 6th. 7th, Stephen Radunes. 8th for Trace Williams and Kevin Prettyman rounding at the 9-car field. 4 heat races are done. We're going to let the field kind of align itself, see where the consolation events are going to take us. Are we going to get 1? Are we going to get 2? How many cars are going to go on? We will find out. I'm going to take a drink here, pause for the calls, let them all assemble. We'll be right back here live with the call on your source for esports racing. All right, back to you live here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank our buddy Jeff Brown over at iRacingIFlag.com. If you guys have not picked up one of those iFlags yet, well, you definitely need to. It will give you an upper hand over the competition. Pick up an iFlag or any of the great product over there today over at iRacingIFlag.com, and thank our buddy Jeff Brown for all he does for us here at the Full Velocity Racing Network and so many great leagues and products out there. Thank him so much for his support as we get ready to rock and roll here for what is going to be consolation race number 1. We got 8 cars out there, 10 laps around. Top 5 will transfer on into the main event. Let's take you through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup on the pole with the number 91. That is Tyson Pankow. Derek Dubree on the outside of the first row with the 117. Row number 2, we find Alex Brewer aboard the number 1 car with the number 61 of the Carolina Outlaw, Josh Peacock on the outside of row 2. Row 3, we find the 73 of Steve Robbins, number 78 of Stephen Radunes, Travis Montgomery, and Caleb Reff make up the field. Board car number 32 is via the iRacing iFlag, green flag up in the air, so we're going to go 10 laps for these consolation rounds. We'll take the top 5 into the main event, so if my math is right, 5 times 3 is 15. Plus the 12 cars took out of the heat races. I'm counting 27 cars for our main event. That's going to be a pretty sporty little crowd out here at Lanier tonight as we come off turn number 4, completing lap number 2. And up front, you find Tyson Pankow's number 91 there. No surprise at all. Look at that number 61. Here comes Josh Peacock. Has rolled his way now up to that 2nd spot. Alex Brewer rides in position number 3. And you got Stephen Radunes, Caleb Riff up to the top 5 as we must have had somebody not make this call out there for the field. I believe Derek Dubree made the call out there on the number 117. So looks like Derek Dubree's night may have just come up a little bit short there, not making the call for his consolation round. So Pankow, Peacock, Brewer, Radunes, and Caleb Riff making up our 5 cars right now, as we'll pay attention to that bubble spot because Caleb's going to hold off the like of Steve Robbins. You got Travis Montgomery back there as well, as we're only taking the top 5, at least 7 drivers out there, and we're already approaching here. 5 laps in, 5 laps remaining. You take a peek back here to what the battle is back here so far. Kind of all stabled up for the time being. As we'll take a peek back up to the front of the field, cover what is going on as Tyson Pankow leading over Josh Peacock by just a couple fingernails there. About 0.4 of a second between. That makes it about 3 car lengths on the racetrack. Alex Brewer sitting comfortably back there in P3. Steven Radunes holding on to P4. Then it's Caleb Riff, that number 32 car, holding off the likes of Steve Robbins back there. That is going to be a really good race in these last couple of laps. We will definitely jump back there if something breaks, as we're starting to tighten up for the second position. As Alex Brewer is chased down the back of the Carolina Outlaw, Josh Peacock. Alex hit it way loose off turn number 4 as we complete lap number 7. So 3 laps remain in B main number 1. And Tyson Pankow. It is great to see Bubba on a Sunday night. No, I don't come out here too much here on Sundays, it feels like, anymore. But awesome to call Tyson Pankow's name out of my mouth again as he works off turn number 4, where he will get 2 to go over the field. 2 more trips around the 3/8 mile with 2 car lengths there over Josh Peacock. Alex Brewer sitting in position number 3. Looks like that's going to probably be where they kind of sit. Steven Radunes comfortably in the 4th spot. And how about Caleb Riff, that number 32, sitting in that 5th and final transfer, holding off Steve Robbins behind as we get the white flag on the racetrack. 1 more trip around at 3/8. We'll see if that 073 can maybe throw one of those last haymakers at the 32 as we're down to the 3 and 4. Checkered flag going to go up in the air. Give B-Bay number 1 to Tyson Pankow. Josh Peacock in for 2nd. Alex Brewer for 3rd. Steven Radunes 4th. Caleb Riff will hold off of that top 5 spot, sending Steve Robbins. And rounding at the field will be Travis Montgomery's number 45. So we send those 2 fellows home for the night, unfortunately. And it looks like we roll off into B main number 2 next, where we have the call out there for 9 cars. We'll see if we get all 9 of just like the first one. We'll go 10 laps around. Top 5 are off into the main event. So let's take you through a quick run through our Voiles Trucking starting lineup, and we'll tell you all about the great folks over at Voiles Trucking. On the pole of the board, car number 011, that is Braden Richards. Alongside Team Elite teammate aboard car number 8, that is Austin Miners. Row number 2, we find a pair of Team Hart Motorsports cars with the number 17 of Brett Rolls, the number 38 of Rick Gibson on the outside of the 2nd row. Ryan Bronson rolls off 5th aboard car number 6 with the 22 of Chris Carman. Rolling off in position number 6, Trace Williams brings the 63 out. He will roll off in 7th with the 34 of Dustin Benton, rolling off 8th, and shotgun on the field aboard car number 51. That is Justin Gledhill, the No Hope Motorsports machine. That's Justin, my unofficial teammate out there, Team No Hope. That kind of seems like the train I feel like sometimes, but hey, we'll talk about that another day. Got to thank Brian and Kathy Voiles over at Voiles Trucking, doing commercial freight transfers, truck leasing, whatever you may need. There is no job too big or too small. Find them today over on Facebook, Voiles Trucking, Voiles, and give Brian and Kathy Voiles a shout and thank them for what all they do for the sim racing community. You know, we talk about them a lot here with the starting lineups. We present them on sponsorship on Tuesday nights over at Hobo Racing League back at NR 2003. Thank them so much for all they do for us here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. As we come off turn number 4, iRacing, iFlag, green flag already up in the air. We're already completing lap number 1. And it's a quick trip around for Braden Richards leading out over Austin Miners, looking back to this race for 3rd. Find a pair of teammates back there. Brett Rolls is number 17. Rick Gibson working over the outside lane. I think that's where this track may kind of start going to here over the course of what we're going to see here at these contests, maybe off into the 60-lap A main. Outside lane, I think, is going to get really, really quick here tonight. We'll see what they can do down low with these setups. But if I'm a betting man, I want to be up high here later on in the going. These guys may be making a fool out of me, but we'll have to wait and see. As race for the lead, good one. Richards leading in the 11 car. Austin Miners is up high, that white and black number 8. Rick Gibson's at Team Hart number 38, riding in that 3rd spot, and Rick is doing pretty dang good, I gotta say. Good to see our buddy Rick out there on a Sunday night. Brett Rolls back there in the 4th spot, riding along and board car number 17, and holding on to the final transfer spot right now will be Ryan Bronson. Now put Bronson now up to 4th as my standings change. Rolls now back to the 5th spot, but those little gentlemen currently holding on to those top 5 in the transfer spots. Chris Carman, Justin Gledhill, Trace Williams, Dustin Benton of the cars on the outside looking in currently as we approach halfway. 5 laps going up on the board, 5 more trips around this beautiful 3-8 mile, Brazelton, Georgia. Lanier National Speedway, by far and away, my absolute favorite track in this iRacing simulation. The racing is always good. I don't care what mod you come out in here. My favorite, of course, is these street stocks, as we have a lead change up front as Austin Miners is in the outside lane. Motors by buddy Brady Richards, so the 8 now up to the lead. The 11 car back to second. Rick Gibson, Ryan Bronson, Brett Rolls is clinging onto that 5th and final transfer. Justin Gledhill has made his way up to 6th around Chris Carmen, Trace Williams, and Dustin Benton rounding out our field. He is 1 lap down as we are already going to be 8 laps into the go next time by. We are going to get 2 to go from a starter stand. They are going by in a blink like I knew they would. Lead is at number 8 of Austin Miners by 2 car lengths off in a turn number 1 and 2. Braden Richards holding on to that 2nd spot, but he is coming under from fire from Rick Gibson's number 38. And the fastest car on the racetrack right now, arguably maybe that number 6 of Ryan Bronson. He's got that Speedway machine up in the 4th spot. He is digging for all he's worth right now. We are off in a turns number 3 and 4 and doing a really good job of it there as we got 1 to go on the field. 1 more trip around for car number 8, Austin Miners, who was into 3 and 4 for the final time, and he will take down the win in B main number 2. Braden Richards will grab 2nd. Rick Gibson, Ryan Bronson, Brett Rolls will transfer on into the main. Justin Gledhill, Trace Williams, Chris Carmen, Dustin Benton will be our 4 cars that will be rolling off on the hook. Their nights will be done. They will spend the rest of the night in the infield. So we have 2 rounds of consolations in the books. We got 1 more left to fire. The B main number 3, whatever the heck you want to call it, is scheduled out there for 9 cars on the racetrack. But let's first talk about our buddy Tyler Blankenship over at Hanover Record Service, the official yellow flag sponsor of the Full Velocity Racing Network. Give those guys a look today over on Facebook, Hanover Record Service. Also go over to google.com. Look up Hanover Record, try to get their Google portfolio up. That place has come along in big leaps and bounds. New trucks, new buildings, new machinery. A lot of great stuff going on. Give those guys a look and thank Tyler and all the gang over there at Hanover Record Service for all they do for the entire sim racing community, especially the dirt, and especially for us over here at the Full Velocity Racing Network as we get ready to lock and load for B main number 3. And pretty good little lineup here. Call for 9 cars. Let's take you through our Boyle Trucking starting lineup on the pole. With car number 631, that is Alex Cummings. Justin Pruitt rolls off the outside pole aboard car number 07. Row number 2, the 122, is Brandon Culp. The number 25 of Henry Jones, the RJM machine, that rolls off of the outside of row number 2. The 75 of Dan Worthington, he'll roll off from position number 5. Corey Stansell out there aboard car number 119. He'll roll off from position number 6. David Brewer rolling off deep in the field aboard a 319. He will start position 7. Kevin Prettyman's number 88, I believe, is going to round out this field, as I don't believe we got James Vinnings back with us. So 8 cars out there, as we've seen the previous 2. The top 5 will transfer on into the A main. And we got 10 trips around the racetrack before we figure out who is going to be part of our 27-car A main this evening. As iRacing I flag, green flag up in the air. And Alex Cummings will lead this field of 8 off at a turn number 3 and 4 down to complete lap number 1. Justin Pruitt's number 07. He'll take a peek down to the low side, try to make a race for the race lead. Brandon Culp's number 122 having a good run running in the 3rd position. We are side by side for P4. Off of turn number 4 is a battle there between Henry Jones, the number 25, and the 75 car of Dan Worthington. Pretty good run there for the 4th spot. That is, they're both in transfers. Keep an eye on the 319 of David Brewer. He's starting to make waves on through here. As I kind of knew Dab would do, is the 319 working to the low side of the racetrack and will try to make his way around. 13 car, that is Worthington out there, that number 13. You look up ahead, Henry Jones, number 25. We're about 3 wide off of turn number 4. Here comes the 319 motoring along down low, 3 wide. Who will get fried off of turn number 2? And that's a good race down there as Brewer had to check up a little bit down to the low side. Henry Jones making his way around on the outside lane. Worthington giving a little bit of a rub to the 319 down low. Terrific racing going on at Lanier. This is what happens here at Lanier, folks. It does not get no better than this. 3-8 Mile, Street Stock, Sunday night. This is a good little show we have going on as we are halfway home In our final consolation round of the night, 5 in, 5 to go. Alex Cummings continuing to lead over Justin Pruitt, Brandon Culp, Henry Jones, David Brewer. Now in that 5th and final transfer, but he has his hands full because Worthington's 13 car not going away. Corey Stansell's right there. Kevin Prettyman on the outside looking in. Guys are all going to have to throw some haymakers here in these last couple of laps. Who wants to be part of a 27-car main event in the field off of turn number 4? All chasing Alex Cummings, the number 631 out front, but look at Justin Pruitt. He's got a thought to come to the other side of the other number 07. Brandon Culp is there as well in that 1-2-2, that white and blue and black car, trying to find room on the inside. The race is back here for P number 4. But through the 25 of Henry Jones, David Brewer's number 319 down to the low side as we get 2 to go around the Speedway, 2 more trips around. And then the consolation events will come to conclusion, and it'll be time for feature racing here at Lanier. Can Alex Cummings hold on to pick up the win in B main number 3? So he'll work off turn number 4 with the white flag being displayed over the field. One more trip. Can he hold off over Justin Pruitt? Brandon Culp's had a pretty good race there as well in the 122, but he has faded back a little bit distant, 3rd into 3 and 4. For the final time, checkered flag goes in the air and give the bulletproof number 631, Alex Cummings, the win in B main number 3. Justin Pruitt will finish up 2. Brandon Culp, David Brewer, Henry Jones making up our 5 cars that'll transfer. Unfortunately for guys like Dan Worthington, Corey Stansell, Kevin Prettyman, their nights are going to be done. So we have set the field here for a 60-lap main event at the Lanier National Speedway. And God, it is going to be a trip. If you guys haven't done so yet for me, one last chance. Like the link out there. Share the link. Let them all know it is going on right here down in Pound Town at the Lanier National Speedway. We're going to let the cars on the star stage. I'm going to grab one more swig of the drink here. We'll come back with a full field 27-car Voiles Trucking starting lineup. All right, let's go for it here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. 60-lap main event, Blado.com, Dirt Warrior Racing League Sunday Shootout Series will go to post just like this. On the pole aboard car number 16, that is David Blackberg in the 09 alongside Josh Ely along on the outside pole. Row number 2, a pair of Kyles. We find the number 18 of Kyle Surratt. Next door to him will be Kyle Moyer aboard car number 11. Third row, we find the number 10 of Jason Salter with the number 73 of Screamin' Stephen Moore. Fourth row, we find the number 926 of Barrett Bishop alongside the birthday boy. Aboard car number 36, that is John Montkern. Row number 5, the 311 is Justin Holt. Eric Eichstadt rolls off 12th aboard car number 12, or 10th off car number 12. Casey Brunson and Jim Revis make up row 6 with Tyson Pankow and Austin Myers. Alex Cummings and Josh Peacock roll off 15th and 16th. 17th starter will be Braden Richards, Justin Pruitt, Alex Brewer, Rick Gibson, Brandon Culp, Stephen Redunes, Ryan Bronson, David Brewer, Caleb Riff, Brett Rolls, Henry Jones, making up a 27-car field. You guys strap yourselves in. You're going to be in for 60 wild, fantastic laps at Lanier as we are already off turn number 4, completing lap number 2, and it is just a wad up front already. Man, you don't get too much better than this up front. David Blackburn trying to just run away and hide. If anybody watched here, well, opening the show, we talked about qualifying at 60 was good, but now it's Josh Ely up to the race lead. And the number 09, Kyle Moyer, Kyle Surratt. What the heck happened to David Blackberg? He has fallen all the way back to the 5th spot in car number 16. Something's amiss there with that car, the setup, or whatever the heck happened, but he had a car. He just had him stacked over there, Jack tells me. So he got drop kicked back to P5, but he was the only car, he was the fastest qualifying, the only car out there to hit a 15.4. In qualifying, that car was screaming fast. I expect nothing less out of the Team Dirt Warrior. Number 16 of David Blackburn, guy who picked up a win here just a couple of nights ago. Aboard Wednesday Night Street Fights, fighting back now on the inside, and pretty good wad going on back here for about 3rd, 4th on back, but up front, it is all 09. Josh Ely leading by a full second over a pair of Kyle, Surratt, and Moyer. And then this race back here with the third, fourth spot. Now Blackberg up the third, Moyer, Jason Salter rounding up the top 5 as we have our very first Hanover Record Service yellow flag of the evening. Yellow come out here on lap number 6. We'll slow the field down. We'll put the pace truck back out there. That'll give Jack a brief second here to go back and look and see what happened. To put us here through a Bladeno.com full velocity instant replay, and Stephen Moore got involved in the number 73 and Barrett Bishop into the side of Jason Salter. Around goes Stephen Moore, kind of get run out of room there. John Monkern also getting a piece in the number 36. A little bit of a stack up there, put some pretty dang good cars to the back of the field. And mistake here to go under the yellow flag here early on, but we're 8 laps in now, 60-lap main event. Unfortunately, it looks like guys like Brett Rolls have already retired the number 17 car into the infield, so he is out of the event. I believe is Caleb Riff's car down there as well. I believe it may have seen the 32 car sneak in. Stephen Moore now 1 lap down on the field aboard the number 73. He's going to be back there in position number 25, so we'll restack and repack as Josh Ely continues to lead. Kyle Surratt, David Blackberg back up the third. Kyle Moyer, Jason Salter running in our top 5. Justin Holt, Casey Brunson, Eric Eichstadt, Jim Revis, Alex Cummings will make up the top 10 as we go back iRacing flag, green flag here on lap number 10. So put the first 10 laps up to the board now. Let's see if Josh Ely can continue to lead the way up front aboard the bulletproof number 09. Kyle Surratt right behind teammate in that second spot. Here comes that Dirt Warrior number 16, David Blackberg. He'll work back to the inside. We'll go door to door off of 4 for second, and we look back there, and it's like second to about 20th is back there 2 by 2 by 2. This is pretty cool to watch. You know who's going to like watching it right now is Josh Ely in the 09 as he starts to run away high with the race lead. Kyle Surratt attempting to break free of David Blackberg's number 16, but can't quite do so. Kyle Moyer's number 11 having a good run early, as is Jason Salter's number 10 car, as they are up in the top 5. I see also in the top lane, who's that rolling there in that red car? Justin Holt, the 311. Justin Holt's 311 car now. He's trying to work his way up into the top, half dozen cars or so, working the top shelf of the racetrack as we are mixing it up into turn number 3 and 4. As I said, Ely broken away. Kyle Surratt has now claimed second spot. David Blackberg back to third, and he has a mirror full and hands full with the Kyle Moyer number 11. Great run tonight for that 11 car. Great to see Kyle Moyer out there once again at Lanier, having a terrific, strong race car underneath him. See if it holds on here for a whole 60-lap main event as Ely continuing to just kind of motor away. Kyle Surratt trying to chase him down, but David Blackberg, he has run back down the 18 car. He will go back to work on the low side. As I said, I think the number 16, David Blackberg, is going to be a guy on a short list of winners you may pick here tonight. Picked up the win right here at Lanier Wednesday night. Started off this evening. Fastest car in practice, fastest in qualifying. Picked up the win in the heat race. Started this feature event from the pole. Just got shuffled back just a little bit here on the start, and now has to rally back from the inside up to the third spot aboard car number 16, but he's going to chase down one of the best there, Kyle Surratt. Kyle Moyer going to take a peek out to the low side of that number 16. And how about racing Jason Salter, that Trash Panda Graphics number 10. Team X91 team is really starting to roll there on the outside lane as he's alongside Kyle Moyer. Put Jason Salter now up into the top 4 positions off of turn number 4. 10 car going to motor a bio. Looks like about half a car there over Kyle Moyer. Kyle not going to go in the inside. Salter thinks of putting it 3 wide as he put a fender underneath the 16 of Blackberg. Is David holding on to position number 3. Josh Ely leading the field by about 3 or 4 car lengths off the corner. This 3-car race for third. It's so much a good one here. Is Blackberg doing all they can to hold on. Salter slams the door shut on Kyle Moyer. He'll cross over to the low side now and see if he can't make a run down to the low side. As I say that, he says, Phil, stop talking about me. I'll go back up high and see what he can do with a 10 car. He made the way around the 11 up the high lane, so I think that's going to be the quick way around here as we get through what is now 1/3 of the way home. 20 laps in, 40 laps remain. Sunday Shootout Series Dirt Warrior Racing League presented by Bladeno.com. Look at that move. High-low switch for a slider maybe being thrown from the Trash Panda number 10. Maybe, maybe not. All was fair in love and war, and almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, because here comes that 16 car back to the outside, and I'd love to kind of drop back through the field and take a look at some more good racing, but it's really happening up here inside the ranks of the top 5 as Blackburn overshot in the corner, and that may stack him up, and oh man, parking lot over in turn number 1 and 2. The starter has yet to throw the yellow. There it is. I think it's what happened to that guy? He passed out. Somebody get somebody over there, get a medic, because this is the backup starter up there. A guy standing behind through the yellow flag. Yellow on the Speedway, second of the night on lap number 23. And I believe Jason Salter may have got into the side of David Blackburn over there. And I believe this may have started a wild, wild ride for a couple of cars as Blackburn, kind of like a pinball, got kind of bounced around a little bit. Kind of went up on the wall. I believe was that Jim Revis back there as well with 21. Eric Eichstadt 12. Kyle Moyers 11. Rick Gibson's back there. And that took up some pretty dang good race cars back there. Eric Eichstadt may have got the worst of that one. That car has some heavy, heavy front end damage and may have had all the way to come down to pit road. He looks like he may have fallen one lap down on this one as well. So, as we would say, well, that sucks, because that was some good racing going on out there, and that was a big little one of a parking lot over there for number 16 of Blackburn. Unfortunately, it looks like Jason Salter may have gone to the rear of the field, and exactly sure what else is happening there, as it looks like thought for a minute he was pulling off the racetrack. Nope. These iRacing commands here, they're pretty goofy as far as the admin commands go. If you don't know them, and I don't know them, I'll never begin to know them, but I didn't know you could disqualify yourself and come back and clear your black flag and stay on the racetrack. I know I do that now in 2003, but if I disqualify, if Jack would DQ me, I don't get to come back. I'm gone. And Jack loves to do that to all of us out there, especially me. But we go back, iRacing, I flag, green flag. Now on lap number 27, Josh Ely going to lead Kyle Surratt. Casey Brunson, where did Case come from? Up to the third spot, Justin Holt, Barrett Bishop making up our top 5. This field is really jumbled up there with that wreck up in the top 5. What has been consistent as the top 2, Ely versus Surratt, and we'll see if this may become a race for the lead, because Kyle Surratt is up high on the 09 as we're 2 by 2 by 2. 2-2. Off of turn number 4, the train motors on by, as Jack says it's not a train. Jack, this is my story, and I will tell it the way I want to please. If it wants to be a choo-choo train, I'm going to call it a choo-choo train, as I'm still 2 years old, I guess. And I guess, do I act more mature than Todd? I wonder. I know Todd's over at the Stars on Dirt tonight. Jack's not going to answer it. I don't know. We'll leave that for another day. But it's a pretty good race up here for the race league. Ely versus Surratt. They are door-to-door. What this early yellow flag did about halfway has really brought some new players into the game. Barrett Bishop's 926 car is there. Casey Brunson's 10 car in the mix as well. Is that I got to clean. That David Brewer? David Brewer came from the final consolation event. Started 24th and is now up into the 6th spot. What a ride for David Brewer from the back of the field. Finds himself racing for a 5th position there with Casey Brunson. Justin Holt is quietly stuck to 311 up to the 3rd spot. I keep seeing the red car. I can never see the number of where I'm sitting at here. That's a big white 31 on the side of that thing, Phil. How could you not see that? Maybe a trip back to the eye doctor this week. I guess we'll never know. But hey, we got a yellow flag back on the racetrack. Yellow, yellow, yellow on the Speedway 3rd time as we eclipsed halfway. Now completing lap number 33 on the racetrack as we slow the field back down. And put Jack back to work on the BladeNo.com full velocity instant replay where it's going to show. The 6th car of Ryan Bronson goes into the side of Austin Miners, the number 8. They go for a little bit of spin. And I think they're going to take a stop over at the Speedway gas station there. Maybe gas that car up or whatever else. Maybe some exchanging of displeasantries or pleasantries or whatever you may will. But we do know yellow flag back on the racetrack running down on laps as I kind of look up and down here, the bottom part of the leaderboard. I did see Jason Salter pulled his car to the pit area. Caleb Riff did as well. Caleb's out there. Caleb's out there in number 22. He's had a 32. He's had a rough go of it. 9 laps down. Currently running in 26th at 32. I've seen Todd run that number before, and he kind of suffered about the same fate. So Caleb, may want to think about a different number. If not, you'll probably be following the curse of the network here with that number because it's never good luck for you. But hey, you're doing a good job. You made the A main. That's better than I could do. Look at the field here. We got Eric Eichstadt. He's got back to the lead lap now. Put him 24th. Kyle Moyer's 11 car back at the tail of the field. He had a good run early, but we'll get ready to go back to green with a new race leader emerging. The number 18 of Kyle Surratt. Leading now over Justin Holt, Josh Ely, Barrett Bishop, Casey Brunson as we go back under the iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag on the lap, number 37. We pick the action back up here off of turn number 4 and started slipping slide a little bit around here. A couple of guys making some contact. We're going to go 4 wide off of turn number 4. 4 wide can work at Lanier, but I'm not sure for how long as David Brewer into the outside. I see Tyson Pancow's 91 car in the mix, so somebody about to hook to the right rear. And I'm not sure who that was there, but somebody just about got sent for a huge send. I think they may have got a send as we got yellow flag back on the racetrack. Yellow, yellow, yellow now for the 4th time as we about get 2/3 the way home. 39 laps of 60 on the board is definitely saw Tyson Pancow's car was weaving back and forth. I don't know if it's collected, was it Jim Revis or 78 of Steve Reduce, the 122 of Brandon Culp. Oh, there was somebody about got hooked to the right rear, or did get hooked to the right rear. And it was right around where that 91 car was. That looks like it was. We're not admins there. We're not going to call that one. I think the 11 was kind of into the side, or I think that was an 11 car there. Well, I don't know. That's close to call. That's a racing wreck if you ever saw one. I hate to be an administrator in these races. It is never, ever easy to put the yellow flag on somebody, but I know they will do over here. And, man, that was just tough to call. That is really good racing. But we have a new race leader out of all this. Barrett Bishop won the race back to the line. Scoring him first. Tyson Pankow second. Kyle Surratt, Justin Holt, and Josh Ely in the top 5. I'm not sure if that's official. Thought I saw Pankow toward the back of the field, but hey, we're going to go back to racing. iRacing flag, green flag up in the air. And something amiss with the scoring is Pankow leading the field. That's not right. Barrett Bishop leading Kyle Surratt, Josh Ely. So I wonder if Tyson got over a lap on the field somehow, some way. I'm sure they'll get this thing all figured out. But it's strange. Sometimes iRacing scoring kind of goes for a loop, and it certainly did there. But we go back to it. 26 car leads. Barrett Bishop off the corner. We go 3 wide for second back here. Kyle Surratt is up high. Justin Holt down to the low side, meat in the sandwich. Looks to be Josh Ely's number 09 as we go back now. Yellow, yellow, yellow back onto the racetrack. 44 laps in is. I wonder if that was just a scoring issue, whatever happened here. Somebody stacked up. Oh, Jack's telling me there's a wreck. So that means he's got something ready. The Playno.com full velocity. The replay will show it off. He's telling me 1 into the 11. I believe that will be Alex Brewer, number 1. Yep, there it is. Into the side of Braden Richards, and we go for a spin. Yes, we do. We go for a spin. We go back under the yellow flag. 5th time now on the lap number 45. So we are closing down on laps here in regulation, and I'm not sure I would have guessed 5 yellows for this race. Man, Lanier usually gives us some better racing than this. It's been really good so far. We'll see if the scoring gets worked out as well. As it's still scoring Tyson Pankow, the race leader. I believe he's got to the end of the field here, so something definitely would have missed there. I think it's going to come back to working here. As I think Jack's saying there, it's fixed on his. Yep, there it goes. Barrett Bishop going to lead Kyle Surratt, Justin Holt, Josh Ely, Alex Cummings out for the top 5 as we hope to get back for a restart. I take a peek over here to the Facebook Live chat. I see our buddy K-Matt, C-Matt, Cody McKnight is checked in. Great to see that name out there in the chat. I see our buddy Tubbs, Charlie Miller out there rooting on for Justin Holt. Just doing a heck of a job out there in the 31 as we go back to it. iRacing flag, green flag up in the air as we begin lap number 48 at Justin Holt car. He's going to restart 3rd, but that thing is a rocket tonight. We'll see what more that 31 can do as we come off turn number 4. And the race leader is Barrett Bishop, and that's a guy who he gets out here at Lanier. He's usually tough to handle. If I mistaken, right? I did miss the broadcast, I will say, but I believe Bear Bishop picked up the win here in the precursor event here, the DWRL the Pro Late Model Series, I believe the 926 with the victory lane in. So he's trying to double down here tonight at Lanier. That's a pretty good shoe up front. That's a guy who could certainly do it. But can he hold off a couple behind? Because he's got teammate behind with the Kyle Surratt, number 18. Justin Holt there in the third spot. Josh Ely, Alex Cummings up in the top 5. Josh Peacock has been up and down, but he is now up to the 6th spot. David Brewer, Justin Pruitt, John Monkern, and Austin Miners make up our current top 10 as we have 10 laps remaining, 51 now going up to the board of a 60-lap main event. And what is going to happen over the course of these last 10 circuits around? Can Bear Bishop continue to drive away? He's doing a heck of a job right now. About 8 car lengths out. Oh, about 5 car lengths out of the corner this time. His camera was kind of goofy right there. 5 car lengths over Surratt. Holt right there stalking in position number 3, and just kind of watching these guys are running more middle to low. I thought you may see more cars go up high. I thought Jason Salter told a good story here a little bit ago, showing how the strength of the racetrack was kind of going up high, making some passes. Unfortunately, Salter not going to see the end of this one. So we got some good racing going on back here. It was like 4 wide for about 6th, 7th on back. I see Cummings back there, Brewer, Peacock, Pruitt. I'm not sure how much Jack caught that, but it was a pretty cool-looking little fan-out wad there off turn before that time, as they were about 4, almost 5 wide off the corner. As we go back to take a peek at what's going on, as I see Brewer up here on the top side of the 319, motoring on along, as I thought I saw more than what I did. Yep, we're going to go back to 3 wide racing off turn number 4. As somehow once again end up in the infield. That is Peacock 61 back there. You got Justin Pruitt. You got John Monkern back there up ahead, David Brewer. So it's a good race back there. About 6th on back is pretty well glued together, as we're going to be now under 5 laps to go, as the starter putting a full fist of knuckles down for the race leader, Bear Bishop's car number 926. Kyle Surratt is falling back to about 1.5 seconds in the rears. 3rd place, Justin Holt, 1.7 back. Josh Ely, Alex Cummings continue to make up our top 5. And then there's that wad back there for 6th on back that has been entertaining to watch. The likes of David Brewer and Josh Peacock, who continue to throw dirt at each other back there. Pruitt, Monkern, Miners, Rick Gibson's back there, as well as we got a late yellow. Oh no, yellow. Yellow flag on the racetrack as we were getting toward the end of regulation, and I am not a smart man at all, but I believe this means we're going to see some overtime here tonight live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Yellow on the racetrack. I believe this is what, number 6? 6 caution flag of the night. Jack will go back to work with another BladeNo.com Full Velocity instant replay, and I don't know. I'm looking around. I'm sure Jack has probably found it, showed it, whatever else. He's saying no, I haven't seen nothing yet. I'm looking. Maybe Alex Brewer? Maybe the 6 of Ryan Bronson? Not exactly sure. The names I did see kind of come down the standings. Maybe Braden Richards in the number 11 car he pulled over. I don't know if we're going to go back and be able to see this one, but I'm not exactly sure. I know Braden Richards came off the racetrack with some damage there, so I got to think that he had a part in it. I did see this said the likes of Alex Brewer got stuck back there. Ryan Bronson got trapped a lap down at this one. I also see Tyson Pankow back there as well. So we're going back to green here. A green-white checkered finish here in the Sunday Shootout Series. We go back to it. Green-white checkers. Bear Bishop leads the field back to the flag. Kyle Surratt and Justin Holt make something happen from the 3rd spot as we go off turn number 4. We will see the white flag up in the air. One more trip around. Can Barrett hold on? They're 2 by 2 behind. Holt down low, Surratt up high. They're drag racing. Can somebody throw the haymaker into 3 and 4 for the final time? Checkered flag in the air. Barrett Bishop picking up the win tonight. That's a white flag. Sorry, a little ahead of myself there. Not the checkered flag. Now we're getting the checkered flag. We're off of 4 now. I was off at 2 for whatever reason. Checkered flag goes over. Give Barrett Bishop the win there in the 926. 2nd for Kyle Surratt. Justin Holt will grab 3rd. Josh Ely for 4th. Alex Cummings will finish up with the top 5. David Brewer, Josh Peacock. The birthday boy, John Monkern, in for 8th. 9th is Austin Miners and Casey Brunson. A quiet night. Casey will finish up 10th. Justin Pruitt 11th. Rick Gibson 12th. David Blackburn going to be disappointed this one. He'll finish up 13th. Stephen Moore, 14th. Eric Eichstadt will finish up 15th, but Kyle Moyer, Jim Revis, Henry Jones, Brandon Culp, Tyson Pankow rounding out our top 20. Alex Brewer was 21st, the final car in the lead lap. Stephen Radunes finished 22nd. Ryan Bronson 23rd. Braden Richards 24th. 25th to Jason Salter. Caleb Britt finishing 26th. And Brett Rolls running out our 27-car field. Lanier National Speedway. We will head over to Discord and we'll talk to our top 3 live next on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for esports racing. BladeNote.com post-race show coming up next. All right, back here live inside the Discord of Dirt Warrior Racing League here in the Full Velocity Racing Network, Lanier National Speedway, where Barrett Bishop just taking down a 60-lap plus feature event aboard car number 926. He grabs the win. Kyle Surratt in for. And our third place finisher will join us now here up in the broadcast tower aboard car number 311 of Justin Holt. Justin, a really fine run for you here tonight. Had to come position number 9, had some good green flag runs early. A little bit of yellow fever here late, but nevertheless, you get to the top 3 with a really good piece there, buddy. Tell us about your race car.
Man, just trying to survive. That's usually what it is at Lanier. You got pretty slick there at the end. It was fun. It was a good race.
I guess I survive at Lanier. For a guy like myself who calls this place my favorite track, and I always see good racing out here, I hear a lot of drivers say that. A place that's kind of tricky on you guys, it gets slicker and slicker. What makes this place so tough to race on? It looks like a blast up here in the booth, but you guys hold the wheel, man. What?
Oh, it's fun. That's one of my favorite tracks. It's hard to pass clean anyway, without wrecking somebody. It's a good track. Just when you're running with all these guys at DWR, everybody's so fast. So, I mean, you either got to wait till somebody messes up or either bump them a little bit and go on.
I'll tell you what, messing up around here doesn't happen very often, Justin, but you had a really good, strong race car tonight. Seeing your car stuck on the low side all night, what was it?
Yeah.
I really thought it was going to go up high.
The top come in there about halfway through pretty good. That's how I passed most of the cars, but there towards the end, it was just on the bottom. It's pretty much follow the leader. I thought I had Kyle there on the last restart, but he was just a little bit better than I was.
Well, Justin, a heck of a run out here tonight live on Full Velocity. We're on Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV as normal, but I'll give you the mic one more time. No, a lot of great people out there support you in sim racing. I know a lot of guys out there in the chat. We got Tubbs out there. We got Mr. Montgomery out there. They're all saying rooting on for Holt, bud, so I'll let you take the mic and thank the whole crowd over you.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody at DTJ, everybody I run with, MMD, Charlie for the wrap, then Jason, Jim, and Eric for putting this deal on, and you guys for broadcasting it.
All right, well, it's always a good time, and it's a classy act right here, folks. A DTJ race in car number 311. Justin Holt will grab a third spot here tonight at Lanier. We'll let him go back here and debrief with the team, and we'll take a little trip down here, and we'll see an old friend. I see a whole bunch of guys down here. We familiar faces with the Bulletproof Motorsports team. We get the driver of car number 18, Kyle Surratt. Kyle, you had a really good, strong race car tonight. Just could never seem to get that run to get around Barrett once you got by you, or even early on when you had the likes of Ely up front. It feels like to me you were the bridesmaid all night long, bud. Was that how you feeling, or just something in the racetrack or the race car that just didn't handle well for you?
Maybe if we had a third race, I would, be able to win that one because I finished third and then second. So, but yeah, I was lucky enough to get by Ely there, and my car felt really good on that cushion, that small cushion that was in the middle of the racetrack, and then Barrett was able to get up near me there after a restart, and but it just barely got by, and then the caution came out, and then that was it.
Yeah, then you had that late race restart there, a green-white checker. Those are kind of the roll of dice if anybody. Is there anything you could have did any different there to get Barrett a run? Because this car really took off good on that restart, and of course the pole sitter there inside lane. You got that preferred lane. You had the benefit of taking off of that green when he throws the flag out there. What could you have done differently from the outside row there in that?
Well, I did notice that there was some cushion left up top there, but historically at this racetrack, if you go up on the cushion, you get freight train on the bottom. But it felt a little different this time, so I thought about going up there and trying it, but instead I just decided to run the middle and try and protect my second place for the points. That way I can gain just that many more points because I'm kind of down on the points after week 2. Had a really bad finish, and so. Yeah, I would have liked to have went up there and tried the top, but I couldn't get clear enough of Justin Holt to go up there and try it. So I just decided to protect second place.
Well, you did a great job out there tonight, Kyle, as you always seem to do, running off these podiums. Night after night out here, you get one tonight at Lanier. Said you get 2 podiums, a third and now a second. We'll have to talk to Jim, Jason, Eric, see if we can get a third race put up for you, because that may be the one to grab a checkered flag in, bud. But I'll toss you the mic one more time. We'll banter with those guys, see what we can do, and I'll give you the mic and let you think all the great team at Bulletproof Motorsports you have behind you.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank myself for putting this deal together. Of course, like you just mentioned, all my great teammates over at Bulletproof Motorsports, TNT Auto Source for being on the car, Josh Peacock, JP Designs for this breast cancer awareness wrap we got going on here. And I'd like to thank Jim, Jason, Eric for putting on this league for us, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
All right. Well, love talking to this guy, Class Act, that number 18 car, that breast cancer awareness machine. That thing looks awfully cool out there. Kyle Surratt with a second place finish here tonight at Lanier. We'll let him get back to the team. I know there's a celebration about to take place in the winner's circle. I'll go down here. I'll elbow myself through the crowd. I'll make myself down here to BladeNote.com, Victory Lane, and we find the driver of the car number 926, Barrett Bishop, picking up yet a second checkered flag out here tonight at Lanier, man. What a terrific race car you had. You had to come through some traffic early. Tell us about those early excerpts there. Coming through the field, didn't look like high, low. Nobody could really go anywhere.
Yeah, we had a hell of a race car. Just missed our first wreck or two. Got up like 5th and had a good race start. And such a good car. Was able to get up to the lead pretty quick.
I'll tell you what, Ely early on looked like he had a pretty good, strong piece as well. Blackbird was up there for a little bit for his issues. And, you got a teammate like Kyle up there who always going to run you real hard, real clean. I'm sure you had to work to get around those guys, but tell us about how good that piece was when you finally get up front. You're able to start driving away from those guys. And this crowd over here at DWRL, man, these ones don't come easy. And that one almost kind of looked like you were just kind of coasting away, bud. How fun is it to drive a race car like that?
They definitely don't come easy. It's been a few months, but glad to finally put it back in victory lane twice tonight.
That's right. Yeah, you take them when you can get them. They don't come for a little while. I'll let you chew on that one, Barrett. But a great job this evening. We got you down here on BladeNote.com, Victory Lane. I think you did this earlier with Todd. I'll give you the mic one more time and thank all the great people and crew you have behind us to make this race car.
Yeah, I got to thank my teammates, X91 Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Hope Transportation, y'all for broadcasting, DWR putting this on.
All right, I stand corrected. The X91 team there. I didn't get that memo. We'll have to get that team sheet out there. Okay, X91 Motorsports. Well, that's a great win for those guys. Great job, Barrett. Terrific job. And I'm sure if I know anything at all, next time I come back here, I see that name. We'll see you down here again real soon, bud. Terrific.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Barrett Bishop, the 926, takes down the win here in Lanier. That'll do it for us here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank you all for playing along here live on Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. For all the gang over here at Dirt Warrior Racing League, Jim, Jason, and Eric. Got to thank a great sponsor like BladeNote.com. Got to thank our great sponsors, of course, Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, CCM Custom Designs and Engraving. Once again, BladeNote.com, South Texas Speedway, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Eichstadt Wraps, and Full Throttle with the Gent over on YouTube. For Jack Truin, Todd Stanton, Ron Piles, the rest of the cast of characters over here at the Full Velocity Racing Network, Phil Lacasse will sign off. Thank all of you for playing along. We'll never thank ourselves up here. Phil Lacasse going to sign off. We'll see you back here live tomorrow night. We got a big doubleheader in store. I'll be over the Southern Dirt Racing Series tomorrow evening. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty the last couple of weeks of that season. On a Monday night, Todd will be over at the Dirt Second Outlaws for pro and super late model action. Look out for our links tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your Monday night or Sunday night here live on your source for esports racing. Good night, everybody.